He's over here. Bye. We're gonna be going on this other cool bus here.
Okay.
Like, look at this! Look at the size of this! Look at that! Look at these big wheels! This is awesome! This is so awesome! Honestly, I'm gonna see if I can take a longer video of this.
That's really cool.
Hello, Chris. What's up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Yeah. These are big wheels! Like, they're really big, wow! Alright, I'm gonna set the back.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gents. How you all doing today? Actually, I like the enthusiasm. Well, my name is Chris, and I'll be your driver and guide for about the next hour. So, plan for today is that we'll drive up to the ice. That shouldn't take more than 20 minutes.
Oh, can I sit
Depending
there?
on what time we get there,
Can I
you
sit
should
there?
be able to wander around for about 20 minutes in this
I wanna
lovely
sit there.
weather, and then we'll make our way back.
I wanna sit here.
Can you hang on to the couch?
Yeah, whatever.
That's probably the bumpiest seat back there.
I'm sitting here. I'm having fun.
It'll be a rodeo.
You got a thing to hang on to, it's gonna be bumpy.
I know.
It's hard to see.
And to see at the back here. Look at this.
Are we allowed to sit here?
Yeah, I think so. Oh crap, there's Mom taking a picture of us. This is pretty cool, huh? Yeah, this is a big bus. Pretty nice.
Okay, so before I start rambling on about the area, I would like to let you folks know that you can open up the windows. You might not want to right now, since it's pretty dusty out there, but if you do, you can get some excellent photos. So you can open them up by grabbing the black handle and sliding the window open. However, do not touch the red handles, because that'll make the windows fall off. Second, feel free to use this garbage can here. It's better to throw your garbage in there rather than on the floor of the bus or on the glacier.
Yeah.
So, Jasper National Park here consists of 3 main geological zones or elevation zones. So the first and at the lowest elevation is the montane zone. So that's where you'll find your town sites like Banff and Jasper, your coniferous and deciduous trees, and your larger animals as well, such as moose and caribou. The second elevation zone is known as the subalpine zone, and that's roughly where the Discovery Center back there sits, at about 2,000 meters above sea level. So on your drive over here, you may have noticed that as you rose in elevation, the trees began to thin out and began to look all sad and scraggly. And now that we're officially in the alpine zone, the highest of all 3 elevation zones, you can see on your right hand side that there's mostly just rocks, and on the left hand side there's only low-lying bushes and again some very sad looking trees. Now interestingly enough, these trees can be up to 100 years old, so they're a little bit younger than the ones you may have seen on your way up the shuttle road. Either way, the reason why they're so small despite their age is because of the very poor soil conditions and the really harsh weather out here. So as you can tell, this is very rocky and sandy soil. There's not a whole lot of nutrients in there. And as for the weather, it's fairly warm right now, but in the winter time we get a lot of snow. It's very cold and windy. So these trees can only grow for about 60 to 90 days per year. And looking all around us, you can see lots of interesting rock formations. So there's a lot of moraine on the right-hand side, these mountains in front of us, and this interesting feature coming up on the left-hand side. So the reason why all this stuff is here is because the Canadian Rockies are mostly composed of sedimentary rock types. And the reason why that is kind of a long story. So I'm going to give you folks a bit of a simplified version. So, about 2 billion years ago, this entire area used to be underwater. It was a shallow inland sea, and naturally leading into the sea were many streams and rivers. All of these deposited sand and silt and mud into the sea. So this stuff settled on the bottom, and eventually, over lots of time and under the immense weight and pressure of those overland layers of gathering sediment, this material became sedimentary rock. Now this process occurred for quite a long time, even by geological standards, until about 80 million years ago. And that's when the Pacific Plate drifted northeast into the North American Plate. So the collision of these two tectonic plates led to the formation of these mountains. So a good way to picture what happened is to imagine a carpet on the hardwood floor, and if you were to push both ends together, it would wrinkle up in the middle. And that's more or less what happened. Since then, we've only seen erosion. So these mountains used to be about twice as tall, but glaciers have come through here multiple times. There's been a lot of wind, rain, rock slides, freezing and thawing. So the result is what we see today. And one great example of that is around Athabasca, up on our 10 o'clock, all the way up there. That mountain stands at 3,491 meters in height. It's pretty famous in the area, and that's mostly because of its accessibility. We're very close to the Icefields Parkway, so getting to the base of this mountain is relatively simple. And for the most part, if you're experienced, it will take you about 6 to 8 hours to get all the way up there. And if you're inexperienced, about 6 to 8 seconds to get back down. Anywho, it's kind of hard to believe, but up until a few years ago, you would have driven all this way in your shuttle. It's all used to be paved. And you would have hopped on the Ice Explorer right up there, around this corner where Adam is now, in that widened out and flattened out plateau. But as the glacier is shrinking in length, width, and depth, the lateral moraine that we're driving on now has slowly begun to shift downwards. It's essentially a loose pile of rock with almost no support at its base. So it's fairly unstable, it's constantly in motion, and back in 2013, the area up ahead was deemed no longer safe. So we had to move the transfer base all the way back to the bedrock of Mount Athabasca.
The Glacier, the Icefields.
None of you are afraid of heights, because we're about to go down the second steepest unpaved road in North America.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Okay, so we're just going to wait here for a moment until Adam in 540 gets to the bottom of the hill. You know, safety precautions and all that. So while we wait, do any of you have any questions? Well, alright then. Well, if you do come up with any, feel free to shout them out at any point in time.
Here comes the other bus.
So this this one was recently measured to be a 35% grade. Not to worry though, this one's can handle up to a 36% grade, so you're well within that range.
So guys, I'm gonna
And
stop
for
this
those in the
video
front, you
from
may notice that my
here.
foot's on the gas pedal right now.
I'll do another.
I'm going to switch over to
one,
using the
okay?
brake, but not as much as you would expect. And that's because